When Carla first heard about the protein-sparing modified fast, she was sitting in the break room at work, sipping a coffee and half listening to her coworker Jenna talk about her latest diet experiment. "It's called PSMF," Jenna said, stabbing at her salad with a fork. "Protein-sparing modified fast. You eat a ton of lean protein, almost no fat, barely any carbs. It melts fat like crazy." Carla raised an eyebrow. "Sounds intense." "It is, but I've already lost 5 pounds this week." 5 pounds in a week sounded impossible and dangerous. Carla had been struggling with her weight for years. She tried calorie counting, keto, intermittent fasting, even a plant-based cleanse that left her dizzy and irritable. None of it seemed to work for long. That night, curiosity got the better of her. She typed protein-sparing modified fast into her laptop and fell into a rabbit hole. Article after article explained the basics. It was a very low-calorie, high-protein diet designed to preserve muscle while forcing the body to burn fat. No sugar, no bread, no pasta, no oils, just lean meats, fish, egg whites, low-carb vegetables, and a few vitamins to prevent deficiencies. The origin surprised her. PSMF wasn't invented for weight loss enthusiasts. It had been developed decades ago for obese patients who needed to lose weight rapidly for medical reasons, like before surgery. Doctors would monitor them closely to prevent health complications. Somewhere along the line, the diet had escaped the clinic and landed in the hands of everyday dieters. By midnight, Carla had read enough success stories to convince herself to try it, just for 2 weeks. Crash diet or miracle, she thought. I'll find out. Day one began with a breakfast of egg white omelets and spinach. It tasted bland, but she told herself that flavor was less important than results. Lunch was grilled chicken breast with lettuce and cucumber. Dinner was cod baked with lemon and steamed broccoli. By bedtime, she felt a gnawing hunger, the kind that whispers, "You could eat an entire loaf of bread right now." The second day, the headache hit. Carla dragged herself through work, chugging water and chewing sugar-free gum to keep her mind off food. But when she stepped on the scale the next morning, she was down 2 pounds. The drop lit a fire in her. Maybe this really was a miracle. By the end of the first week, she'd lost 5 pounds. Her jeans fit looser, her face looked slightly slimmer, but she also felt tired, like her body was moving through thick air. She missed the comfort of her old meals, oatmeal with fruit, creamy coffee, a slice of pizza on Friday nights. On the 8th day, she broke. It started innocently. She was making her niece a peanut butter sandwich and licked the knife. The taste sent a jolt of pleasure through her. 10 minutes later, she was in the pantry, tearing open a bag of pretzels. The salt, the crunch, it was like waking from a fog. Afterward, guilt rolled in. She Googled PSMF cheat day and read post after post warning that even a small slip could stall weight loss for days. Sure enough, when she weighed herself the next morning, she was up 1.5 pounds. Still, she pressed on. She stocked her fridge with turkey breast, tilapia, shrimp, and cartons of egg whites. She learned to season her vegetables with vinegar and spices instead of butter. She even started taking the recommended supplements, potassium, magnesium, a multivitamin, to keep her energy from tanking completely. By week 3, something shifted. Her hunger wasn't as sharp. She no longer woke up dreaming of bread. The scale continued to creep downward, 1 pound here, 2 pounds there. Friends noticed her face was leaner, her waist more defined. But she also noticed something else. Her social life was shrinking. Dinners out were impossible unless she brought her own food. Family gatherings turned into awkward explanations about why she couldn't have just one bite of cake. Every meal required planning and discipline. One Friday night, her sister invited her over for pasta. Carla declined, saying she wasn't feeling well. She sat at home instead, eating chicken and zucchini while scrolling through photos of her friends laughing over glasses of wine. For the first time, she wondered if the cost was worth it. By the end of 6 weeks, Carla had lost 16 pounds. Her doctor, impressed but cautious, reminded her that such rapid loss wasn't sustainable forever. "You can't stay on PSMF indefinitely," he said. "It's a tool, not a lifestyle. Transition back to a balanced diet, or you'll risk regaining everything and more." That was the hard part. She'd read about people who bounced from PSMF straight back into old eating habits and gained all the weight back within months. She didn't want to be one of them. So she started adding foods back slowly, An apple with breakfast, a small handful of almonds in the afternoon. The first week of reintroducing carbs was strange. She felt a surge of energy, but the scale ticked up by a pound, then two. Maria, a nutrition coach she consulted, explained it was mostly water weight from restored glycogen stores, not fat gain. Your body's adjusting, she said. Carla eased into a maintenance plan, still high in protein, but with more variety. Oatmeal, sweet potatoes, olive oil on her salads. She kept most processed foods out of her diet, partly out of habit, partly out of fear of slipping back into old patterns. 3 months after starting, Carla was 20 pounds lighter than when she began. She felt stronger, more in control of her eating, but she also recognized that PSMF had been a double-edged sword. On the plus side, it had given her a quick boost in weight loss, enough to motivate her to keep going. It had taught her the power of protein and the importance of planning meals. It had also broken her reliance on sugary snacks. After weeks without them, they no longer held the same grip. But it had come with challenges. The fatigue, the social isolation, the constant mental calculation of every bite. It wasn't something she could or wanted to maintain for life. Looking back, she decided it was neither a miracle nor pure madness. It was a sharp tool, like a scalpel, effective in skilled hands, dangerous in careless ones. When Jenna asked her months later, "So would you recommend it?" Carla thought for a moment. "I'd recommend understanding it," she said finally. "If you use it, do it for the right reasons and don't stay on it too long. The real miracle isn't losing weight fast, it's keeping it off without losing your mind." Jenna laughed. "So, maybe I'll stick to the gym for now." Carla smiled. She didn't say it, but she knew the truth. PSMF had been the spark that lit her fire, but it was the slow, steady changes afterward that kept it burning.